Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, I'll give another example of the blind faith of atheists. Specifically, this is about the claim that biogeography proves evolution. I'll be refuting that in this video. Let's get started. So, here's the claim. Here's the atheist claim in this regard. Biogeography is the study of where fossils of various types of animals are found throughout the history of life. The Darwinian claim is that biogeography provides strong evidence for evolution. This is just one reference in this regard of Darwinians making this claim. Consistency between biogeographic and evolutionary patterns provide important evidence about the continuity of the processes driving the evolution and diversification of all life, namely that this continuity is what would be expected from a pattern of common descent. So this is supposed to be evidence for universal common ancestry. Here's the refutation. Biogeography does not support evolution. There are some cases where it does match Darwinian expectations, but there are many cases as well where it does not match Darwinian expectation. The problem usually is that for evolution to be true, in implausible scenarios of animals traveling across oceans have to be invoked, like really implausible scenarios, and I'll give an example of this. Because of this, evolutionists have to come up with some really stupid stories in this regard. Here's one example of this. This is about platyrhines. These are South American monkeys which, based upon molecular and morphological evidence, are thought to be descended from African catarrhine monkeys. These con- these continents, but here's the problem. These continents were separated about 45 million years before the origins of these monkeys. So these continents were not connected for 45 million years before these monkeys originated. So the issue is, how did these monkeys get from one continent to another? And here's the atheist response. The evolutionists propose that monkeys floated on rafts across the Atlantic Ocean to colonize South America. This is actually quite stupid, but this is what they have to come up with, that monkeys basically floated on wooden rafts across oceans. Yeah, that's that's quite a reasonable explanation. And just so you don't think I'm making this up, I'll give a reference from an mainstream evolutionary biologist in this regard, and what the problem is. The origin of platyrhine monkeys puzzled paleontologists for decades. When and how did the monkeys get to South America? Prior to about 1970, paleontologists invoked the concept of parallel evolution. It seemed so unlikely that monkeys from Africa could cross a water barrier like the Atlantic Ocean. Molecular evidence demonstrated that all monkeys share a common ancestor prior to their separation. The rafting hypothesis argues that monkeys evolved from prosimians once and only once in Africa, and that a primitive monkey and not a prosimian, that it is a primitive monkey, not a prosimian, that made the waterlogged trip to South America. Other species colonizing South America must have arrived in similar ways over millions of years. So this is their counter response. So here's a basic refutation of this. Aside from the obvious problems, there are a number of other issues with this as well. This journey would at the minimum require 8 to 15 days. At least two monkeys or a pregnant monkey would have to make the journey. Monkeys and rodents have high metabolism and would require large amounts of food and water to survive, and they can't just drink seawater, and it's really difficult for a raft to carry a large amount of food and water. There's another issue in this regard as well. If monkeys could make the same journey, why did the other similar African primates not make the same journey? So this is supposed to be one of the most common evidences for evolution, and this is where, like, this is how pathetic their argument is, that monkeys got on rafts and traveled across oceans. But there's an even bigger problem here. This entire argument is based on presence and absence of fossils, right? The reason atheists give for the absence of fossils when it comes to the argument from fossil record is that poor preservation is present. Like a lot of what this means is a lot of the fossils are absent because of poor preservation, right? And this poor preservation is an issue throughout the fossil record and not just before the Cambrian explosion. And this poor preservation, the lack of fossils, is present throughout the history of life. If poor preservation is as much of an issue as they are claiming it is, then this argument is dead because the same reasons atheists use to defend themselves when it comes to the fossils apply here as well, namely that this argument depends on absence and presence of fossils and different times and places. Literally the same response to that they make to basically respond to the fossil arguments made by fossil argument from fossil record made by intelligent design proponents that would refute their argument. Those same atheist claims would refute their argument when it comes to biogeography. This is how pathetic the atheist position is. Inshallah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Inshallah, I'll keep refuting these clowns. If you did enjoy, please like and share the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum.